Okay, so let's have a look at a much bigger network now. So we've got Bob's router up here, and he's got a bunch of devices connected to it, and we've got Anne's router, Anne's house router down here, and she's got a bunch of devices connected to it. If we go to the physical view, we can see the internet and the main town where the ISP is, and here's our home city. Click on our home city, here's Anne's house and Bob's house. If we go into Anne's house, just click on it. Here's Anne's house. You can see she's got a PC, laptop, and a wireless device, and in the closet there, scrolling down, is a router that she needs to connect to. So let's come back to come out of there and back again to come out. Go into Bob's house. Oh, we've got a schematic of Bob's house. He's got some devices lying around, and again go to the closet, scroll down, and he's got his router there. Okay, so this is where we're at. We've got the two houses now ready, and they want to connect to the ISP. Here's the ISP. So we have a couple of different ways we can connect to the ISP here. If we look at Bob's actual router, it's a good old Linksys router. And we can see with the ports on the back here, we zoom in, this is the internet port, so it's standard fast Ethernet port, but goes to the internet, and these are all our LAN connections. So there's no modem built into this, it's just a router. This is just an Ethernet port. Now Bob has got the ability to connect to DSL technology. That's what's available in his area. If we go down into the street, look where the DSL is. Here it is. It's got lots of ports to plug the telephone line into, and it's got a fiber port down here. Those are the two little green lights. That's a fiber port, and that connects back to the core of the ISP. So that's what the device looks like in the street. So to connect to it, he needs a modem. So going on to modem, we go to network devices, and then we go to the one emulation devices. And here you can see we've got two types of modem. So I'm going to drag up our DSL modem. If you have a quick look at it, you can see that it's got an Ethernet port and it's got a telephone port. So it's an RJ45 and an RJ11. And in terms of configuration, there's not much we can do in there. There's nothing, in fact, because it's just connecting the devices through and just changing it from Ethernet to DSL technology. So it's not something that we can control that. So there's our basic device. If we want to connect to it, what do? Well, we need a straight through cable from the router, from the internet port to the DSL modem to the internet port, which is that one first of all. And then what we want is we want a modem line, a telephone line. So if we go along and see which one's our telephone line, we've got this one here, which is the kind of Z-shaped one dot. You can see it says phone down the bottom. So there's our telephone line. And we go to port, go to the DSLAM. We've got loads of options. I want to connect it to modem 4. Okay, so that's up. The reason for connecting it to modem 4, if we go into here and we go into the config and we go into modem 4, there we go. Look at the overall settings and look at the DSL settings. You can see I've got modem 4 is connected to fast Ethernet 8. And fast Ethernet 8 is the link down into the cloud. Sorry, is the link down into the ISP. I'm going to just hover over it, close that down, and fast Ethernet 8 is this fiber link here. There you go, down into the core of the ISP. Okay, so we've got that first part connected up. But there is a problem. You may have noticed that the link here between the modem and the router is not coming up. Bob's router here connected to the modem that we've just added, the link won't seem to come up. So to understand what's going on in here, what we need to do is to go and look at the physical view. Now remember, this is Bob's router, so let's go into the physical view. I'm not quite sure where we are. Let's just come back out to get a bit of an overview of what's going on. Okay, so here's our overview. Go into the home city and go into Bob's house. Oh, this connection should be going into Bob's house. Why is the connection going into Anne's house? If we look, go into Anne's house, here's the modem. Now it might be somewhere different in your case. The modem has just been put somewhere apparently randomly. Well, the reason is when we put the modem in here, we were in the logical view, so we just plonked it here. And if you hover over it, you can see it's actually in Anne's house. We should have been putting it in Bob's house within the closet. So we go back into the physical world and we've got the device here. We go up to move up the top here, which highlights the move tab. Click on the device we want to move, and we're going to go into home city, into Bob's house, and into Bob's closet. So there you go, we've moved the device. Let's just go and check. Alright, great, the line's going into Bob's house. Go into Bob's house, the line goes into Bob's closet, and hey presto, the modem is there. So now when we go back to the logical view, excellent, it's connected. So we've connected Bob up now. Now from an IP address point of view, let's have a look what happened. If we log over here, you can see the internet port at the moment is not set. So where should this address be coming from? The address should be coming from the ISP. The ISP should have DHCP and be giving out IP addresses to Bob's router. So let's just go and check how Bob's router is set up. Click on it, we'll go to the GUI tab. We'll look at the network setup. This network setup here is all the LAN, so that's all okay. That's all the stuff for what's going on internally in the network. If we just go and check the status of the network, status of this router, the connection type for the internet connection is, oh here we go, it's set up DHCP IP address 82.10.0. So I think while we've been looking, it's actually gone and worked. Let's just check over it. There we go, 82.10.0.101. So where has that IP address come from? Well, that IP address is given to your router from the ISP. Here's the ISP. To see what's going on in the ISP, you've got to be very careful. Select the delete tab over here. I don't want to delete things yet, but I'm going to click with the delete thing on the ISP and uncluster. So this is what's going on in our ISP, and just get rid of the delete cursor. Go to the DHCP server, which we've looked at before. Go to services DHCP, and here you go. Here's our server pool, 82.10.0, starting 82.10.0.100. So we're in this range. Everything starting with an 82.10, and that's where this router has got its IP address from, 82.10.0.100. So that is Bob all connected up, which now means if that's working, Bob should be connected through the ISP and out onto the internet. So if we take any of these web servers here, such as bcu.ac.uk, should be able to go to the laptop, go to desktop, go to the web browser, and browse for a website such as www.bcu.ac.uk. Hit go, and fingers crossed, there you go, it's all worked. So we've managed to connect Bob through DSL and into the ISP. Okay, so the next thing is to connect Anne. Now Anne is different. Anne's on a cable modem service, so she signed up with somebody that's giving her direct cable, such as Virgin Media. So if we have a look at her router again, well, her router, it's actually still the same Linksys. It doesn't have any special internet port here, it's just a normal port, so we need an external modem. A lot of these now have got the modem built in, but in our case, in Packet Trace here, we need an external modem. So we're going to go and grab one of our modems again. So remember, it was network devices, it was a WAN emulation, and here you can see we've got a cable modem. So we're going to bring our cable modem up. Now this time we're going to think about where we're going to place it. So let's just have a look where our cable modem is at the moment. It's actually in Anne's house, that's good. We don't want it in a house, we actually want it in a closet. So let's just go into wherever we are. Let's come back out. We're in Bob's at the moment. Come back out, go into Anne's house. So there's the modem. It's in a house, but it's not in the closet. So to put it into the closet, I go to move, click on there, and where do I want to put it? I want to move it to the home city, to Anne's house, and into Anne's closet. Excellent. So that now should be here. There we go, the cable modem along with the router. Now if you look at the cable modem, it's got a coaxial port here and it's got a fast Ethernet port. So that's about all it can do. It's connecting the coax that comes in, the cable that comes in, coaxial cable, to the fast Ethernet port, and the fast Ethernet port will connect over to the router. And we'll do that in the logical view. So let's cable it up. Let's go and get our straight through cable. Let's go from the internet port on the router to the cable modem to that port. Great, the links come up. Now we need a cable one, so we just have to go along and see here which are cable. That's USB IoT custom cable, octal cable serial. There we go, blue is a coaxial cable. So we'll click on that. That's going to go from port 0. It's got a whole load of different ports it can go into here. I think we're going to go into coaxial 7, and that's connected up. The reason to go into coaxial 7 is if we go and look at the actual cable modem device at the ISP end, and we go and have a look at the cable settings, you can see we've connected cable 7 to fast Ethernet 8. So basically we've done that connection straight through there. So now we've got fiber coming into the home. Now, one thing about fiber is down the same cable that our internet comes, television signals come as well separately. They're not sent as data like internet television, but it's actually sent down the coaxial cable. So if we want to watch television using one of these services, we need a splitter. So if we come into end devices, now I can't remember where it is now. Let me find it in a second. Okay, so go to our network devices, go to our hubs here. Don't know why it's under hubs, odd place, and there's a coaxial splitter up there. If we have a look at the coaxial splitter, what's in there, it's basically got 3 ports, so not a great deal we can do with that. And basically what we need to do is we need to get our coaxial connection here, so I'm going to delete that. Get our coaxial cable there and just delete from there, and now go and recable it. But I'm going to go from coaxial 7 here in the ISP to the splitter, and then from the splitter I'm going to go up to the modem, so that gets my internet connection back. But now from the splitter I can also go from the splitter to the other coaxial port to the television. Okay, so that's all connected up for us now, and just like we did when we looked at the DSL connection, if we have a look at the router here, oh there you go, it's already got its IP address 82.10.100. Bob's router was 82.10.101. Where's that come from? It's come from the DHCP pool on the ISP. And if this is all working now, then hopefully our television works. So I should be able to click on television, say on, and I should see a picture there. It's not appearing, but not to worry. If our network works, I should be able to go to a PC, go to our desktop, programming, and have a look at our website. Let's go to somewhere else this time. Let's go to netcad.com. Okay, it's just being a bit slow. When things are a bit slow, don't forget you can always fast forward time. Oh, just lost it then. Let's fast forward time. Oh, .com with 2 C's. There we go, netcad.com. There we go. And there's our packet tracer page. So we've managed to build both our networks, our home network, connected one through DSL, and we've connected a second one through cable. Excellent. And let's just go back to see if that TV is working now. Click on the TV. There we go. There's our test card picture. Where did that come from? Well, that's actually on the cloud server here. If you go to the config and TV settings, you can see we can actually add in a picture file, which is just a static picture, which is then served down to the television. So that's where that one has come from. Excellent, it all works.